Our message couldn't be any simpler. We're here to tell the people that horse racing is animal exploitation, animal cruelty, and animal killing. Not a whit different from dog racing, which is all but dead in this country. There's currently just 2 dog tracks left in the entire nation, and it's prohibited morally in 42 states. And yet horse racing gets this pass under the banner of sport. Here at Saratoga Racecourse, 212 horses have died just since 2009. That's an average of 15 killed every summer. And this is probably the preeminent track in the entire nation. Of course, it's much worse than just the killing. These horses are kept locked in tiny 12 by 12 stalls for over 23 hours a day. They're beaten with whips for motivation. They're drugged and doped, obviously without consent. So again, this is simple animal cruelty, and we're here to say that this has to end.
And when you say killed, why are they being killed? How are they being killed?
Sure, well, it's something that's being done to them. Obviously, they can't consent to what they're doing. Their participation is non-consensual. So when they do die on the track or back in their stalls, we say that they're being killed by the racing industry. They die in a variety of ways. Obviously, people know about the broken legs, but they also die of blunt force head trauma. They die of cardiovascular collapse. They die of pulmonary hemorrhage, bleeding out from the lungs, broken necks, severed spines, ruptured ligaments. So they die in a variety of ways. The details, it's all in the details, and we provide all that on the website, horseracingwrongs.org. We have documented through FOIA requests to state racing commissions around the country almost 10,000 kills since 2014. We estimate that over 2,000 horses are dying at U.S. tracks every year. That's about 6 every single day. Again, this can't be reformed, it can't be fixed. Horse racing must end.
What are some okay, so why do you think people don't care about it? They're walking in, why don't they care about this? What do you think they would be surprised by?
Sure, so Saratoga Racecourse is truly unique within the state of New York, and it's one of only maybe 6 or 7 tracks around the entire country that are truly self-sufficient and are sustained by attendance. You will see 1 million people, because they're proud of that figure, going through the gates here at Saratoga every summer. It's a social scene, and not just horse racing, not just gambling. But if you go to Aqueduct, if you go to Finger Lakes, Belmont, except for the Belmont Stakes weekend, you're going to see 65-year-old guys, these hardened long-term horse players, and it's not enough to sustain the industry, so they're being subsidized here in New York and around the country. In New York, it's $230 million per year, and Saratoga does benefit from that. Subsidization from the taxpayers to prop up this industry. If not for this money, which amounts to over $3 billion since these subsidies were first put into law in 2004, if not for that money, 9 of the 11 tracks would have closed years ago here in New York. And again, the only ones that would survive are Saratoga and Belmont because of the Belmont Stakes. But clearly this is an industry long in decline, and we really need to look at Saratoga outside of the prism of Saratoga Racecourse, which it is, as you said, successful because it is more of a social scene. You'll see families going in with coolers. They're not here to necessarily gamble on the horse races, but again, this is unlike most 95% of the tracks in the country.
Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, there is one other thing. So in addition to the horses dying on the track and back in their stalls, again, most of these horses are still in adolescence. The majority of horses racing, both here at Saratoga and around the country today, the majority will end up at the slaughterhouse, either in Canada and or Mexico. Equine hell is the end game for most of these horses. So we have to keep that in mind. There are consequences to our actions, and by walking through the gates, by supporting Saratoga Racecourse, you are, in fact, supporting animal cruelty and animal killing.